Today, we're going to talk about the mental health benefits of exercise and some thoughts on how to improve your chances of achieving your goals, whether that be exercise or diet, whatever it might be. Let's get to the episode. So, in terms of benefits, when we think about exercise, I think acutely we all think about like, all right, yeah, body composition, feel better, look better, things like that. And that's part of it. But I wanted to sort of outline some other things in addition to those that would be beneficial. So number one, in reverse order of importance, in my opinion, social interactions. Like, I don't think, well, okay, so I think we all think about what COVID did to our social lives and just sort of getting back to normal. But if you begin exercising in a place that is not your basement, I feel hypocritical now. I exercise in my basement. That's okay. We're going to carry on anyways. Social interactions, like, I know talking in the gym, talking to people of the opposite sex has become sort of taboo, but just general, what's up, how you doing, sort of gym interactions, that's socializing. Being around other people, reducing isolation, just getting out into the world, moving our bodies in space around other people provides something that we need at a deep evolutionary level, the need to be around others. So that is a benefit of getting onto your fitness journey or, training, whether that be in a gym or in a box or wherever else, wherever you feel the best. Socializing is a huge part. And I think that's a big part of the reason why things like CrossFit and Orange Theory, any sort of group exercise, BJJ, just the socializing aspect of it, I think plays a role in why it's so addicting. Going on this journey of sort of transforming your body, you also get to socialize too. Maybe make some friends. Number two, in terms of speaking from my experience, in terms of talking with people, with patients with chronic pain and things like that, it's counterintuitive, but moving your body, keeping your body mobile through full ranges of motion can really help with pain management. So strengthening your muscles can alleviate sort of joint pain and discomfort and just the release of endorphins. And so our pain perception gets a bit better, and we feel better through exercise, through movement. And so if you begin sort of exercising, your ability to manage even chronic levels of pain becomes better. No, we're not all dealing with that, but that's something to consider. Not saying to work through injury or anything like that. If you're injured, obviously, see a doctor, not me, an actual doctor, like an MD, and then work that out. But if it's just general aches and pains, I think we all intuitively, or at least some of us know that, if you spend a few days in bed, those aches and pains sometimes they get worse. Moving our body through space, that can really help sort of alleviate some things. So pain management. Number three, cognitive function and performance. I kind of feel foggy if I don't make it to the gym. It's not one of those things that you notice right offhand, but I think in hindsight, you notice that there might be some fall off in your ability to process information or the speed at which you process things. That might fall off. There is research to support that weight training, cardiovascular training can improve memory and concentration. And so I think that's another benefit of getting to the gym that we don't often think about, just the improved cognitive function that we have. And who couldn't improve more in their cognitive function? I know as a person who has had traumatic head things happen to them, cognitive function is always at the top of mind. So improving our cognitive function. Number four, again, getting more important, improve sleep. I think we discount the fact that when we exercise, if it's not for some immediately butted right up against when we go to bed, doing physical activity, regular physical activity throughout the day, whether that be weight training or running or whatever, what have you. I'm specifically thinking of weight training. That generally contributes to better sleep. And so, yes, just that aspect of weight training and just regular exercise, just improving your sleep, your overall sleep quality, your sleep length, your ability to stay asleep, your ability to get to sleep when you want, just the overall quality and milieu of your sleep. Yeah. Number 5, self-esteem. I think for myself, I don't know when my self-esteem started to improve. I think I didn't really start weightlifting. I started P90X. Oh God, that was a decade and a half ago. More than that, 20. Anyway, P90X. I think I did it twice, maybe 3 times. And then I really started going to the gym and actually hitting the weights. And I don't know when the self-esteem went up, but I think a good correlate for self-esteem is you don't give a shit about a lot of things. What I mean by that is that just your confidence goes up. And so things that used to bother you or cause you sort of mental distress don't bother you as much. So your self-esteem can rise. And I think a large part of that is sort of self-efficacy. I think that being efficacious in the gym, being able to enact a plan in the gym and to do that leads to more enjoyment in the gym, and in turn can lead to greater self-confidence. So self-efficacy, I think, produces, greater self-esteem. And so by having that for the gym, you are transforming your body, you're transforming your mind, you're getting competent in something. So I think the gym and exercise in general can really contribute to improving our self-esteem. Number 6, almost the last one, penultimate, stress reduction. I don't know what I'm just kidding. I know what I would do if I didn't have the gym and I still had my kids. I love my 2 little boys. They are absolutely everything to me. Wouldn't trade them for anything in this world. However, it's stressful sometimes. Early mornings, trying to get them to daycare, stressful. They don't want to eat what we have, stressful. They don't want to wear what we've picked out, stressful. They don't want to get in the bathtub, stressful. And sort of all this stress kind of accumulates. And if I didn't have a way to keep my body in check, I just wouldn't have that outlet for that stress. And I wouldn't have sort of the good physiological environment that regular exercise sort of gives your body. Probably wouldn't be sleeping as well. So stress reduction, very powerful, whatever your stressors are. I think I talked in a previous episode that stressors accumulate. It's a biopsychosocial thing. You have this physiological stressors, whether like if you are in an imposed calorie deficit or if you're training very hard, and then psychologically, if you're battling demons up here like I am, you've got that too. And then socially, the dynamics of work and home and just everything you're going through, and then just mash all that stuff together. And those are the stressors, and that can be mitigated and sort of dimmed by regular exercise. So definite benefit of exercise. And then number 7, energy levels. Your energy levels just increasing through exercise. Like I didn't realize it's sort of going back to like, why do you feel so lethargic after spending an entire day in bed? Like it doesn't make sense, does it? You should have all the energies. You should have all the energies in the world. All you've been doing is stuffing your face and just laying in a bed, but you get up and you feel worse. So I think as far as energy levels go, exercise is one of the best ways, my mode, lifting weights, training in the gym, bodybuilding, one of the best ways to increase your energy levels and drive performance throughout the week. So if you want to do that, energy levels. And then last but not least, improve mood. And so this sort of ties back to you get some stress reduction in there, but improve mood. I mean, I think just the best metaphor is just my fuse is longer. I'm not dying, my fuse is longer. I care less about little things. I'm less irritable. My mood is more elevated, less periods of low mood. I'm able to concentrate more. Just my overall outlook on life is better. And I think that's, there's certain hormones that come about during and post workout for the acutely, and then throughout the week, if you do it regularly, that I think greatly contribute to an improved mood. So all of these things, you have social interactions, the ability to manage pain better, improving your cognitive function. I still need to get some more there. Improve sleep, self-esteem, stress reduction, improving your energy levels, and improve mood. All those things. If that is not reason enough, if those things aren't reason enough to just start going to the gym, or to start or to pick out a bodybuilding competition to go to, for which I am hosting, promoting a bodybuilding show, which we will talk about later. If these things aren't enough, I don't know. We'll talk more about other things, but these sort of mental health benefits are paramount, and hopefully they can motivate you to make some changes. Now, how do we make some changes that sort of get us towards our sort of, our physique goals, our just, enhancing physique, which is what this channel is. It's, the psychology, philosophy, and physique, and sort of the interactions of all of those things. So number one, set good goals. We've all heard the acronym SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. That's great. There's even variations on this, like the A, adaptable. That's from, I believe, Russ Harris. I like that. I've actually been sort of trending towards this different acronym, REF. Got this from Eric Helms, Team 3DMJ. Dr. Eric Helms, congrats. Pro card. At the time of this recording, I think you got it like 2 weeks ago, man. So congrats on that. REF goals. And I hope I'm getting this right, but realistic, entertaining, flexible. I love it. I love it. It's simple, it's shorter. Anytime you can make things more terse or laconic, I'm going to be on board. But yes, having realistic goals, and that maps onto SMART goals. If it's realistic, then you can achieve it. I mean, an unrealistic goal would be, I want to lose 40 pounds by tomorrow. It's kind of unrealistic. I want to lose 40 pounds in the next year to 2 years while putting on muscle by, modifying my diet and starting to weight train. And let's say, you're a greatly overweight individual and you have it to lose. That's much more reasonable and realistic. So the goal in itself has to be realistic or reasonable. And then entertaining, which is something I think the SMART sort of acronym completely neglects, but is of paramount importance, which is why I'm glad it's included in sort of this shorter version, but entertaining, having an entertaining goal. Like if you don't enjoy what it is that you're doing, if you don't enjoy the goal that you set for yourself, if it is not intrinsically motivating, extrinsically motivating, if you don't have multiple motivators and you're not enjoying the process, if you don't enjoy the process, God, I don't know how long you can sustain something. So having something that is realistic and you enjoy, like, beautiful. Lastly, flexible. My God, I spend my career, literally my career, trying to help people develop psychological flexibility. And that's exactly what this is. Realistic, entertaining, flexible. And by flexibility, I think what Eric, created here is he brought it directly back to, like, developing psychological flexibility. If goals are rigid, they will snap. If your goals are flexible, then you can sort of go with the flow. Things don't always go as planned. And whenever we can be a bit more flexible, whenever we're perturbed, we're just, we can shake it off. And it's a bit easier to recover. I think one of James Clear's tips in the Atomic Habits, which you should absolutely buy and get. I won't put a link in the description because I think it's good enough that you don't need that. You should just go search for it for yourself. It's don't miss twice. Don't miss twice. So if you miss a meal at time point one, don't fall off anymore. Just get right back on and get the next meal. Don't miss twice. If you miss a single workout because of something entirely out of your control, like you need to take your kid to the hospital or something like that, that's okay. Don't miss the next workout. Obviously, extenuating circumstances, if your kid continues to be in the hospital, whatever, not like that. But if one thing causes you to go off course, just don't miss the next time. That is being flexible. If your goals are so rigid that it can't stand missing a meal, it can't stand missing a workout, you're never going to accomplish anything. I'd never accomplish anything. Nobody'd ever accomplish anything. So realistic, reasonable, entertaining, flexible, rep those goals, create rep goals. Absolutely love it. Number two, making sure your diet matches your goal. So if you are trying to put on muscle, if you're trying to maintain what you have, if you're trying to cut body fat, you need to be in a deficit. Unless there's some weird recomping things there, you're an early stage beginner, you're previously trained, but you haven't trained in a long time. All those things aside, generally speaking, you need to be in a calorie deficit. If you are trying to put on muscle, God bless you, again, unless it's one of those special circumstances, you need to be in a surplus. And then if you're trying to maintain, you need to figure out what maintenance is for you. And this all requires type of tracking. You need to be tracking your weight, and the general recommendation for that is weigh yourself most mornings, almost every morning. First thing in the morning, after using the restroom, on a scale, under the same conditions. If you do that in boxers, if you do that in underwear, whatever they are, or if you do it naked, whatever it is, just do it the same way every time, and then take your average weight at the end of the week, and then compare that to the next week, and the next, and the next, and the next. If your weight is going up by like 0.5% to 1%, fantastic. You are gaining at a reasonable rate and at an extraordinary rate towards the 1% range. That's pretty fantastic. I mean, 1% of like a 200-pound human, that's 2 pounds. That's probably arguably a little fast. So tracking your weight and being consistent with that is very powerful. And to get back to sort of dieting to match your goal, tracking is a part of dieting that you don't always have to do, but initially it is necessary to begin learning what certain portion sizes look like and things like that. And then similarly, I think always tracking the weight. I mean, how else do you know if you are putting on muscle? How else do you know if you are shedding weight and or hopefully body fat? If you're eating a decent amount of protein, then it should just be body fat. You have to track something. I mean, we track our workouts, we track our meals. Make sure that whatever you're doing matches your physical goal. Number 3, know who to follow. There are so many questions out there that I've seen. I've recently got on social media. Who do people follow? I think there was something on 3DMJ about, and that's 3D Muscle Journey for anybody who doesn't know, Natural Bodybuilding Squad, great coaches, fantastic. It was something about information overload and sort of like, how do you pick what to listen to? And I think for me, the easiest thing to do is to look for, number one, I mean, if they are a professional, if they are a doctor in that field, they get a little bit more credit. Now, am I going to 100% listen to them? Not really. I'm going to take what they say seriously, and then I'm going to look for what it is that they are citing. Are they citing specific research? Are they citing specific meta-analyses? Are they citing a specific book or something that I can go look at myself? So I think that definitely helps. Does what they're telling me converge with other information that I'm getting for other sources, other professionals in similar fields? And if that's the case, then God, number 2, bonus, check that off. And then number 3, I think from an evidence-based approach, you want to take a person's expertise. Like for me, if I was working with a client, I think an evidence-based approach is taking my expertise, their experience, and then the evidence in the research literature and sort of combining all that. So if my experience lines up with what, an expert, whoever that may be, if it lines up with what the expert's saying and my experience, like let's say they prescribed a certain amount of volume or they prescribed a type of dieting and I've had success in that, I'm more likely to listen to them if what they have said has sort of netted me a positive in the past or netted someone I know a positive in the past. I will give them a bit more credit. And similarly, I will also, it's not like I'm always going to listen. You always listen with a sort of like a keen ear, listen for ways experts can be wrong or can be stuck in their ways and things like that. But you just want to be able to see if it lines up with other experts, see if it lines up with converging evidence, see if it lines up with your experience. And that's generally who to follow. Some people that I do follow, Dr. Rick Helms, 3DMJ, Dr. Mike Israetel, or Renaissance Periodization, Brad Schoenfeld, Godfather of Hypertrophy, Andy Morgan. He's written a couple of great books. One great book in particular, I believe it's the Body Recomposition Manual. Really good read. What else? Who else? Several other people, but know who to follow. And I could do a whole video on that if we're interested in figuring out what fitness people are good. Jeff Nippard, Omar Yusuf, Iron Culture Podcast, just coming up with tons now. But that's number 3, know who to follow. And number 4, this almost gets back to the number 1, the flexibility, but developing psychological flexibility. Now, from a clinical perspective, what I mean by psychological flexibility is being present, opening up and doing what matters. Those are sort of the 3 pillars in acceptance and commitment therapy. Being present is being here now, non-judgmentally, essentially. Opening up is opening up to difficult experiences in terms of like weight training and and bodybuilding, the difficult experience of, pain in the gym, not pain of injury, but, just getting through some grinder sets, things like that, rest periods, fatigue building over the weeks and mesocycles and blocks of training, just opening up to difficult experiences like that, along with, just emotionally, just worry and low mood and various things like that. And then doing what matters is just the alignment of your values with your goals, just doing the thing that matters. And that overall, all those things combined and sort of interacting, that's psychological flexibility. And that's what I hope this channel helps, lifters, physique athletes to develop psychological flexibility so they can go out there and they can grind and get whatever it is that they want. I think the next episode we have coming up is talking about getting exotically lean, turned by Dr. Mike over at RP. Also, this is something new. I have decided to promote a natural bodybuilding show with the OCB. It is called the OCB Mind Muscle Classic. You can find that on Instagram at OCB Mind Muscle Classic. And if you are looking for a goal, if you're looking for something to pencil in that will keep you accountable to your goals, then this is something. It's going to be taking place April 19th, 2025. You have plenty of time if you need to put on muscle, if you need to do a couple of cuts in a maintenance phase, and then diet again for a show. Plenty of time. You've got a year and a half. It's going to be in Huntington, West Virginia. I will have more information about venue and host hotels and things like that in a little bit, but put it on your calendar and let's go.